We're getting information now from Central Ohio. Many people have been ordered to get out of their homes after a train derailment. It happened earlier this morning outside of Columbus, the state capital and home to Ohio State University. It triggered a fiery explosion. At least 2 people have been injured there. Mike Tobin's on this. What was on board this train to cause such an evacuation, Mike?
Well, the chemical components we're hearing about so far are denatured alcohol and styrene. Denatured alcohol is basically just alcohol with chemicals put in it to make it poisonous so you won't drink it. But among the many uses for denatured alcohol is fuel for camping stoves. And that tells you it's not going to be too toxic when it burns. It's not going to really be toxic at all. Styrene is a chemical component of polystyrene used in most plastics. Styrofoam comes from that. Now, if that burns and you get large doses of it, it can ultimately impact your central nervous system. It can produce feelings of nausea. It can become carcinogenic over time. Now, this is consistent with what we're hearing about one of the cameramen or photographers who showed up on the scene. He started feeling nauseous and took himself to the hospital. He's being checked out right now. You mentioned that there are reports of 2 people who ran up on the scene, and they are reported injured. As far as the number injured, that could change over time, because sadly what we're finding with rail car accidents is people still ride the rails, and anyone who would be in that wreckage would not be documented right now, Bill.
Now, do the local emergency crews, do they know what kind of chemicals are coming through their towns on rails like these? Or is it only when something happens that they're notified?
It's only when something happens. It's very interesting because hazardous chemicals like ammonia and chlorine come through towns on a regular basis, and only the railroads are required to know. The Federal Railroad Administration says if you were to publicize this information, it would create a national security threat. These could be targeted by terrorists. Now, you counter that argument with the fact that the contents are oftentimes posted on the side of the cars. The only people who don't know about it are the general public and the first responders, your hazmat teams. They don't learn about it until there's been an accident like this, Bill.
All right, Mike, thanks. As soon as we get more information, especially with more than 100 homes evacuated, we'll pass it to our viewers. Mike Tobin, thanks, from our Mideast Bureau there in Chicago.